I hear lots of good remarks from the folks behind me, so I'll introduce them when it's their turn. And I just want to begin, though, by acknowledging our state representative Miguel Garcia, City Councilor Pena's here, City Councilor Sena's here, County Commissioner Stephen Michael Casada, and our County Manager Julie Morgas Baca. And Jerry, Senator Ortiz-Pino couldn't make it, but we wish him the best and hope to see him soon. And our Senior Affairs Department, as well as the County Senior Affairs team. Just for a moment, round of applause to everyone who made this happen. And, you know, this is, it's a really fun occasion, I think, on a couple of fronts. One, it's good to be out of the city. The air is fresher. The trees are greener. I just feel reinvigorated. But obviously, we're all one community. And what a great example of that notion this project is, both for different levels of government working together to make a long-time project happen. But also, you know, this was one of the last things we did together before the pandemic, was cut this ribbon. I remember it was very cold outside, but it was beautiful. And for us now to be opening this, at least at a time when we can use the facility. Of course, you're probably gonna have to wear a mask, but other than that, we're gonna put this to good use. And I also just want to acknowledge George Armijo Brasher's here. This was a project of hers from long ago as well. So a multi-year, multi-government, multi-community effort to make this happen, and a reflection of one thing we all have in common. It's that we value our families. When I think about New Mexico, when I think about Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, you know, there is something special about our our seniors right here in the South Valley. So with that, there's a lot of folks who've been involved in this project that even predate when I came on board. And one of them, first and foremost, is the county commissioner, of course, for this area. And he got some cheers earlier, so let's cheer for him more. Legendary Stephen Michael Casada. Come on up.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. This is the beginning of many respite centers throughout the city and the county. You know, culturally, we take care of our parents. That's what we do. You know, most of my friends that live in LA, or, you know, they're always building that new man cave in the backyard. Well, I'm building a mom cave right now in the back of my yard, right? Because my mom's 86 and I want her near me, but I want her to have her own freedom. So you know, she's worked really hard, but that 5-bedroom home she raised us all up on now is irrelevant for her right now. And so at her age, we want her closer to us. I know I'm not the only story of that. I know that many, many people in the community are going to do that for their parents. And look, we've learned through COVID that it's hard to live with somebody 24/7. I think even me and my wife look at each other in the morning going, "You're still here?" Because, you know, before we would go off to work for 8 hours. I would work seven days a week. She worked all day. We would miss each other, and then we would be able to, you know, reunite in the evening and the weekends. But since COVID, we've seen each other every minute of every second of every for about a year and a half. And so with that experience, I understand how hard it is, right? And how difficult it is. And we need facilities like this for people who are taking care of their parents, and the caregivers that are going to be working here, and the caregivers who are at home. They all need, some time. We believe that this is going to be the first of many to come. This is what happens when the state and the city and the county work together. Things happen. Things get done. I believe we could do more and get more done throughout the community. I just heard a minute ago that they wish they had one in the North Valley. I would love to see one in the North Valley. I'd love to see one on the Southwest Mesa. I'd love to see one in the Southeast Heights and the Northeast Heights. I think everybody deserves to have this type of facility nearby to them to make it easier to be that caregiver. I'd like to thank everybody behind me. They've been thanked before, but I want to personally thank Representative Miguel Garcia, the Mayor Tim Keller, Councilor Clarissa Pena, who when I first was elected, we made this a priority. We said, this will get done, and today is an awesome day because today it is done. Thanks, guys.
Well put, Commissioner. Thank you so much for that. And I know my parents are like, where's our respite center? So to your point about we should have them all over town, they agree with you. And so, it's a good long-term vision for us. Now, City Councilor, wonderful partner in this project, who has worked on this on numerous fronts, but was just really instrumental in pushing this through. Let's bring up Councilor Clarissa Pena.
Thank you, Mayor. It's so exciting to be here. As Commissioner said, we worked on this project together. Obviously, Representative Garcia had funded it many years ago. As some of the people here in the audience know, some of the challenges that we had to overcome in order to get here. The intention for this respite center, because this is county land, the original intention was for it to be, it's a city project, so it was supposed to be on city land, and we're going to put it on bridge. And the community came together, lots of people came together to say, hey, we really need to partner with the county because we already have the multipurpose center, and when your parents, loved ones are here at the respite center, that they had access to services right next door to them rather than to create another obstacle or another barrier and having to get a bus to go from there to here, and those things create boundaries that we didn't need. So I just really want to thank the obviously representative for funding the project, and then I want to thank County Manager Julie Morgas Baca and Commissioner and the Mayor is taking off our hats and coming together to make this project come to fruition. So just want to thank you. I'm really excited. After COVID hit, we were supposed to do a ribbon cutting. We couldn't, but we're here now. So I want to bring up a couple of people just to say a couple of words. I know we're going to have Director Sanchez, who has done a phenomenal job with this, but Georgia was the former director at the City of Albuquerque, and she knows that I just would not take no for an answer, and she just really, really made this possible initially to get the ball rolling. So, Georgia, if you'll come up and say a couple of words.
I just want to say a few words because this is a glorious day. This is a day that I really want to thank so many people. All the people behind me, all the people in front of me. 24 years, right, Deacon? 24 years in the making. And I want to just say how grateful and humbled I am to be able to say I was a little bit a part of this. And Councilor Pena, with your steadfast commitment and understanding of the importance of the value of this project, thank you. And Representative Miguel Garcia, you listened and responded to the pleas of the people of the community. Thank you for that. and your dedication. And I'm going to say mil gracias. And to Bernalillo County Manager Julie Moore Gaspaca and your entire Bernalillo County staff. How amazing to make this happen. And to Mayor Power and Ana Sanchez, who picked up the cause and moved this project to completion. And to your amazing staff, thank you. This is about the seniors. So I thank the seniors and the community for using your voice and expressing your expectations. This is your day. What an honor to honor our seniors. May you feel honored in this new facility. And I would just like to read something I feel is important to me, and I hope expresses what this day means. How far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, tolerant of the weak and strong. Today we celebrate that journey. What a wonderful and tremendous success. Congratulations, we are definitely better together. Thank you so much.
And then next, as Georgia was saying, it's taken 24 years. There was a study conducted here on the Southwest Mesa and South Valley saying that we were devoid of services for seniors. And as you know, Albuquerque has a large aging population, so we really have to make sure that we get in gear. I've always been an advocate for growing our senior affairs budget because of that. And the next person I want to quickly introduce is Deacon Santos. You know, he's been part of the fight 24 years. It shouldn't take 24 years for the next one to come around. But Deacon Santos, if you'll come up and say a few words. Unfortunately, some of the elders who led this fight so many years ago are not with us today. But Deacon Santos, I think, is here on behalf of our past seniors. So thank you, Deacon.
Qué jalón tan largo. Jalón tan largo. My wife and I, Viola, is in need of this facility right now after going through some serious illnesses. Couldn't come today because of her illness. I was just reflecting, my wife and I have 6 children. 6 times 9 is 54 months. This place has taken 244 months to give birth. I can't hardly stand it. There's been so much pressure and so much challenge, so many challenges, and most of all, I think this is a breakthrough experience because I was a member of the county for so many years. I'm now a member of the city of Albuquerque. No, I'm kind of an orphan, I think. But you know what? We've had these battles forever and ever between the county and the city. Bucking heads, you know. County refuses, city refuses. Neither one of them gets together. Well, thank God today is that day when we finally hug each other and we gave birth after 244 months. Gave birth to this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deacon, and you know, wonderfully, your story is also a reflection of the fact that we all live here, and some of us don't even know whether we're in the county or Los Ranchos or the city, or you know, so the Central New Mexico community really is the beneficiary for this, and appreciate you acknowledging how wonderful it is to see everyone working together. And so part of that story, I think the latest addition to that is our newest city councilor, who believes in the same idea that we're all in this together and we all need to pitch in when and where we can. And so I want to invite City Councilor Lan Sena up to say a few words too.
Thank you, Mayor. I really came to support Councilor Pena, Commissioner Casada, Representative Garcia, the mayor, and the senior department, because this is a community-led project. As was stated, it's taken so long, so I didn't really anticipate to speak, but really here to be supportive. But one thing, as I talk to our seniors, whether it's on the west side, the Southwest Mesa, or on the east side of the city, it's one thing, especially for our new residents, new senior residents, is just how much care that the city of Albuquerque, the county, and overall Central New Mexico gives to our community, to our seniors, and how much investment we give to them and love. And so really this is a reflection of that, and really congratulations to our counselors, to our commissioner, to our representatives, and all of those involved. This is a really incredible work, so thank you.
Now, nothing happens in the county without this woman. And so the county manager is one of the roles that is just so important that we often don't hear about quite publicly. So we're fortunate to be joined by our county manager, Julie Morgenspach.
Thank you, Mayor Keller, and it's good to see you all. Deacon Santos Abeta, we're finally here. Representative Garcia, finally, I mean, after all these years, right? I remember being a deputy county manager, and that South Valley Multipurpose Center was one of the most important projects that I was ever involved in. So thank you for that. It was great working with all of you. So this is basically a continuum of services, right, for our seniors, and they deserve it. They so deserve it. They worked hard. They've taken care of us, and we owe them this. And so I just want to make it really clear that just because the seniors come here, that they are very welcome to go to the South Valley Multipurpose Center. We have our amazing staff there, our county staff, and thank you all for everything that you do. They'll have the sewing center, they'll have the computer lab, the fitness center, like our seniors deserve. They can share meals together, and so we're just looking forward to that collaboration with everybody. But this is what happens when government works together, when we've got an awesome legislator, a county commissioner, our city councilors, we've got a wonderful mayor. We all work together and to get things done, and that's what we should be doing. So thank you all very much for letting me be a part of this. Take care.
Now, we'd like to bring up the state representative from this area. I had the fortune of serving with Representative Miguel Garcia for 6 years in our legislature. And I can attest to the fact that, I mean, there are very few state legislators who fight for their community as hard as Miguel Garcia. And it's no disrespect to the other legislators, but they all know what I'm talking about. Because he sets the standard for representing and fighting for a community. And I also want to mention, for educating the rest of us. You know, I was born and raised in Albuquerque, but it doesn't mean that I have a whole lot to learn about the rest of our state and even the communities right next to Albuquerque. And Representative Miguel Garcia takes on that challenge to make sure and tell the South Valley story to every single elected official. And so thank you for all that you do for the community, but also all that you do to educate the rest of us about this area's history and its families. Let's bring up Representative Miguel Garcia.
Ahua, que viva at South Valley Respite Center. You know, I'm not going to say much, but what I'm going to say later on is not even my speech, but it kind of puts in perspective what this event is all about. 1996, just a couple of yards from here, about 300 yards from here, the house of Rita de Leon. Myself, Deacon Santos Abeta, his wife Viola Abeta, the late Bobby Griego, who lives just a block from here, used to live a block from here on Yucariz Road, and Rita de Leon, which is the house where we met. And that meeting was all about how we create this. And the first step was working with APS to turn the property over to the county to create this. Because this used to be the old Larasolo Elementary School. And it's named after the 4th governor of the state of New Mexico, Octaviano Larasolo, who had a farm right here. This was his farm. This whole property that the center sits on, the adjoining property to the west, to the south, and the east, was Governor Octaviano Larasolo's farm. Bobby Griego, one of the core organizers for this, worked for the governor in his garden. And we used to kid Bobby that in the day, yeah, he'd weed the garden and clear the garden of weeds, because Governor Octaviano had the best lettuce patch in the whole state. And we used to kid Bobby that at night he'd come in, he'd steal the lettuce that he weeded that morning. You know, and he'd get a kick off of that. But you're in sacred land here. Trisco land grant established. First settlement was in the 1640s by my great-grandpa to the 8th power, Pedro Durán y Chavez. Re-established as a Spanish land grant 1692 by my great-grandpa to the 7th power, Fernando Durán y Chavez. And we still have a lot of those traditions and those customs in this community, going back hundreds of years. And the most valuable custom and tradition is the collective effort of the community to get things done to empower this community. This is a good example of that history and tradition that our ancestors instilled in us many generations ago. And I have to really recognize people that played a key role in realizing this beautiful project. Santos Abeita, Viola Abeita, and the 40 elders that made a trek to Santa Fe for 7 years to lobby for the $7.8 million that this beautiful concept cost, both the center and this respite. You know, so it was that core group of leaders with the 40 elders from this community that put up the fight, that made the journey to Santa Fe for 7 straight years to pull down the $7.8 million. Senator Ortiz y Pino was instrumental in the funding for the larger center and also maintaining the funding for this respite center. George Armijo, who's already been recognized, but Georgia played an instrumental role in terms of being able to pick up the ball when it was dropped to continue this concept going. And Michael Garcia, Mike, raise your hand. He was instrumental. He was an employee with Bernalillo County. And this gentleman has a lot of knowledge in terms of community building. And his concepts helped us in terms of moving not only this concept forward, but also an initiative that I just whispered in Julie's ears earlier that we're not done. The final project on this campus is going to be a therapeutic pool. The first one on the west side of the Rio Grande. You know, and also, you know, I need to really thank Clarissa Peña, Councilor Clarissa Peña's key role in this, because she's the one that negotiated with the county, you know, of who we have been kind of polarized with. So it was timely that this courageous counselor stood up and said, you know, if the city's gonna build a center, a respite center, it's gonna be here. You know, not over on Bridge or somewhere else on city property. And naturally, our guardian angel through all of this, especially this center, Julie Morgas Baca, what can we say? Even in her role as deputy county manager, this center would have not have happened without her intervention. And so, you know, I'm gracious, and I just want to share kind of some words of inspiration from Mother Teresa that encapsulates the effort of this Atrisco community and its leaders in realizing the building of our respite center. And it goes like this. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyways. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It never was between you and them anyway. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Representative. And what a great perspective on this land and where it comes from and the individuals who've been a part of it for so long. I want to end, I think, our ceremonies here before we do our ribbon cutting with the opposite end of that story, which is the most recent person to be involved in the Hell Battle, even more recent than me in many ways. And so we're joined by our new Senior Affairs Director. She's been on the job for 3 years now. But, you know, I played football once upon a time, and I loved it. And one of the only touchdowns I ever scored was because there was a fumble on, like, the 1 yard line, and I just picked it up and went like this. And everyone was like, that's awesome. Well, you know, it still takes someone to do that. And in some ways, that's a good analogy to Anna Sanchez, because she picked up the ball from Georgia and made sure that we scored. And so we're grateful to be joined by our Senior Affairs Director, Anna Sanchez.
That was great. I feel like this is one of those pinch myself moments because I can't believe that we're here, and so grateful for Georgia's vision and to be able to carry that football and have this touchdown today. And this really is because of the determination of so many individuals, as you heard from earlier. And this facility is going to be able to serve generations. So I know it took a long time, but it's going to be here for a long time. And that's what this community needs. I have to thank the Municipal Development Department, Pat Montoya, the director, as Mayor mentioned before, but also the CIP official, Mark Motzkow, and the project manager for this facility, Stacy Herrera, for their oversight of this project to help us get this done. This beautiful facility will be managed and operated by Cornucopia Adult Day Services. In the audience is CEO Michelle Bishop-Couch and her staff, who are here and are very excited to officially open their doors after this Labor Day weekend. This facility will offer family-oriented day activities for elderly and frail seniors and offer family caregivers comfort and peace of mind, knowing that their loved one is spending time with other caring individuals. So those that are interested in learning more about their services in this facility can contact Cornucopia directly. Obviously, they put this wonderful banner there. They also will be providing tours after this ribbon cutting. And they also, you can call the Department of Senior Affairs anytime to learn about all adult day services in the community. So please always contact us at 764-6400 for more information. So with that, no further ado, turning it over back to the Honorable Mayor Tim Keller.
All right. So before we invite everyone up for the ribbon cutting too, there were a lot of folks who, you know, actually did the construction work, and they're hiding in the shade. They know how it works. They're in the back. But the Hill contractors, we see you back there. Let's give them a round of applause. The Hill and Associates. Yeah, thank you. And then also for others, let's go ahead and cut this ribbon. And I think I want to just invite anyone who's been involved in this, come on up. You know, we're just going to hold it for you. It's your ribbon to cut. Yeah. Representative, you should really have gold scissors up here. Like.
Here's another pair of gold.
Sorry for letting you move everything over just a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, man.
Anyone else you want to call up? I'm good. I'm holding.
I'll just hold it.
We've got lots of scissors, so if anyone wants the scissors.
I'll do haircuts later.
My 8-year-old collects ribbon, so I'm just here for a piece of ribbon. All right, so let's help count down here from 3 backwards. 3,